Hi, welcome back to my channel. This has been a video that's been a long time in the making. Or it's taken forever. You might have to sit on your knees if you want to be involved. Well, as you can tell by my voice, I've been sick and I've actually ended up with pneumonia and didn't really think about what pneumonia was. I knew I had it as a baby and I almost died from it because the doctor gave me the wrong medicine. And that's pretty much the scope of knowing pneumonia. I knew what it meant. I didn't know how it would feel. Having pneumonia this is the sickest I have ever been in my entire life. I sleep a lot. Small tasks can wipe me out for the day. And I have 5 kids. My husband has had to work half days because I can't make it a full day. You can hear coughing in the background. So the rest of us got sick this past week. Oh, so let's talk homeschool update though. That's why you're here. But this whole month will play into a part of it, and it will have a little bit of like a life update in it. But the full extent of that will be another video that I will try to film as soon as possible. I can already tell that this one video and all this talking is going to wipe me out. So if you all remember, we started school the first week in July. And we started school the first week in July. And what happened the first week in July was two of California's biggest top 5 or top 10 earthquakes happened. We were in the epicenter. We were hit with the 6.4 on July 4th and then the 7.1 on July 5th. Now, for those that don't understand earthquakes, you don't just have a huge earthquake and I think we're over $6 billion in damages for our area. That was the last number I knew, billion with a B. We are on a naval base, and so a lot of the equipment, guys, I'm about ready to send y'all away. A lot of the equipment, naval base also means like airplanes and tests. We built the Sidewinder out here. That's where I live. And so all that, there was damage not only to equipment, but to building structures. And so you don't just have like the big earthquakes, you have aftershocks. We were up to the thousands of aftershocks. Some of them can't be felt. You know, the 1 points and the 2 points you really don't feel. 3 points you feel. 3 points are a good rock and you're just like, okay, is this gonna build or is it stopping? So after the earthquakes, pretty much we did not do much school. We did a lot of readings. We did a lot of PE because jumping and dashing out the door when you're not sure what's going to happen. Seriously, we got our PE in those that first month. And then a lot of volunteering to like the library. The books were all over the floor. We went over there and we helped sort them all out and put them all back up, only to have them all knocked down again. Breathing's very difficult. Let's see. So I thought I had this perfect homeschool idea of doing the Bible in 90 days as our history spine, and we could cover so much in that. And other things were going to be lighthearted. We have the can you hear the devotional book? Yeah. For science, I kept things. We were going to do chemistry. Yeah, I learned quickly. No. But we have this book, Indescribable, and it has like science. I know it's all backwards.
Mom, can you show them the earthquake?
No, not right now. It has different science pages. One of the first ones we did was the stinky flower, the corpse flower, and we drew that and we looked it up, and that's literally what I'm doing. So we'll read. Let's see where we are. We are on See the Seahorse. So I would read this if my body will allow it. I would read it, and then maybe we would go on YouTube and find, something about seahorses. Let's not fight over the book. Now we just did our whole year science on sea creatures. Actually, that was like 2 years ago, because last year was astronomy, so the year before that was. And so a lot of that, like, we remember, but maybe we would bring out, like, some of the drawings. Maybe that would be my thing, bring out some of the drawings we've done and kind of look over and say, do you remember anything else about this? We had a project that Pepper and Pine had done on her channel. If I remember, I'll leave it linked down below, but y'all. So that's kind of what we did for science. Literally the biggest thing with doing the Bible in 90 days, especially with kids, you are reading the Bible for an hour and a half out loud. I can read faster silently, so it would not be that long, but the amount that you would have to read, it was taking us an hour and a half. And quickly, we started falling behind. And that was back in July. August was kind of a transition month for us. We had a new student join our school. From the earthquake one? Yeah, the earthquake one. We had an earthquake devotion. If you write in my Bible, I'm not going to be happy.
I'm not.
Thank you. So we quickly, let's not be rude, okay? We quickly fell off the bandwagon for reading the Bible in 90 days. Just with the new student joining us in the mornings. Her mom works, her siblings are in school. She, I'm trying to think of what I can share that would be appropriate. But basically the school system was not helping this child, and she needed something different, so she joined ours. And I really enjoyed having her. I really thought that it was a good blessing for her. And yeah, so we had her. My sister joined us back in homeschooling. Now she's in high school, and so our mornings ended up looking a little differently because she's not doing the same history we are. She's not doing the same science we are. And so we would open up with the morning basket principle idea of, oh goodness, I look a mess. I look a hot mess. The morning basket principle of we're going to have our Bible memory. We're going to have Bible reading. We're going to have, I would try to do missionary. We were doing Lilius Trotter. Just trying, and then art. We were going through the watercolor in 30 days, I think. Katie, you can't get in like that, okay? So, we would open up with that, and then we would open up with our language arts and spelling and reading and etc. But quickly, all the plans that I had were basically, I had to rewrite them in the middle of this whole season. The Bible in 90 days was not working out. Now, when I originally did that, we were going to supplement in the afternoon. So Bible in 90 days in the morning. In the afternoon, we would do Story of the World and see how it tied in. Because of my second student that homeschools with us, he needed more structure. And this is more of what they wanted. So I was like, okay, that's fine. We'll do this in the morning, this in the evening. It's not a problem. My kids need to do more of that anyways. Anyway. Guys, I need some space. Katie, I need some space. If you saw my videos, how we were going to do stuff, well, pretty much that's kind of all fallen through. And I'm disappointed by that, of course. I really had wanted to do it this way. We also ran into a problem of the boys not doing their schoolwork. And I really had to kind of set aside the things that I wanted to do and just really make sure that they were getting schoolwork done. Charlotte Mason has a lot of reading and narration, and it works well for my eldest. I'm not sure it's working well for my younger two. And that's not easy to admit. It's not easy to admit that I also haven't been doing my job in making sure that they have done their schoolwork. They are not behind by state standards. I know because we had to do a test, and they are not behind. But the things that I think that they should be doing. No, Ben, she is not your servant that needs to come at your beck and call. And you don't get upset with her when she doesn't. You can request, and if she says no, then you can either come here and talk to her or figure something out. Anyway, so that's pretty much what August was, getting used to. September, we thought we had sold our house. And we literally spent the first week in September. My husband spent the last week in August and the first week in September pretty much out of work. He did something awful to his back and he could barely move without crying out in pain. And then we found out we thought our house sold. We had to get everything off the property that we just neglected doing. So there was a ton of wood. There was a lot of like blacksmithing tools. There was a ton of tools in the shed. There was just a lot of the heavy little stuff that was mainly my husband's that I didn't take off. What?
Nothing.
Oh. And we had to get that out so fast. It was a lot of heavy work. It was a lot of work. We raked the yard, we weeded it, we did everything, and and then we had a yard sale and got rid of almost all that we could. And once that house sold, we had plans to drive to the state that we're heading to try to find a house, get the job, and set all that stuff up so we could come back here after that. After that's all being taken care of, because we knew that it would take time for housing to go through and all this other stuff, so we could come back and pack up here before moving. And like the week we were supposed to get the check, everything fell through. And the weekend that we had planned everything to move, I started not feeling well. And then the following Monday, we were going to leave Saturday after my husband's work because he was able to go back to work like the second week in September.
The following Monday.
The following Monday, I just didn't feel good. By Tuesday, everything was just, it's like wading through mud. That night I spiked a fever, and the fever continued until Thursday. Thursday I was like, I can't breathe. It was a struggle to take every breath in. And not just in, but also out. I think that was actually the thing that, when you have a cold, you can struggle to breathe in, but when I had a struggle to breathe out, I said, take me in. And I had spiked 103 at that point, and my thing is, if I get to 104, if anybody gets to 104, you go in. So we went to the ER, and 6 hours later, so that's typical for ER, I was diagnosed with pneumonia. So they saw fluid in my lung through an x-ray. And that was 3 weeks ago. And I can tell you right now, it's going to be another 1 or 2 weeks before I'm remotely myself. So pneumonia is no joke. I slept probably 2 of those weeks. Just slept. I could not do anything. So all that to, with the life update, like I said, this all ties in. Don't do school for 3 weeks and you're even more behind. So pretty much all of the stuff that I have planned for our school is out. It's kaput. Are we doing stuff every day? Yeah, they hit the math, reading, and writing. And that's what we hit every day. Yeah, I will say my eldest is very mature this year. She has just kind of taken control of her own school and has run with it. The only issue I have with that is I have not checked it. So she could be doing something wrong these past 4 weeks, and I haven't checked it. When I was really sick, my husband for at least the week I was sick with the fever and sleeping all day, he took off that whole week. The second week and the third week, he worked half days. So all last week was half day, and this week is going to be half day because I don't have the energy to handle 5 kids. When we thought we had sold our house, was a blessing in disguise. When we thought we had sold our house, one of the things that I had to do was make sure that the clients I had somebody else. So the people I cooked for every day, they would need somebody, and I found somebody, and she took over the week we were leaving, and it ended up being the week I was sick. The elderly couple that I was taking care of, they didn't want anybody else, so that was all on them. The kids I schooled, only the one new student this year would need a solution because the parents both work, and I had found a solution for them. So those were huge blessings that we found everything for them. Now, I've been completely upfront and blunt with you all. Those jobs basically provided the grocery money for us. And now we had my husband that wasn't working for a week and then half week, and his boss has been amazing about that. So we'll still be able to make rent, we'll still be able to do all these other things. I think I need to stop kind of in this video. But groceries have been interesting, and I had really wanted to share how we were doing groceries because it was just things that worked out so well. We had one church buy groceries for us 1 week, and everything worked out amazingly, and had wanted to share that with you. But another thing that happened, for some reason now, I can only film on my phone. I only have a phone now to film. I don't have a camera. I only have my phone. It will only film and upload onto my computer in selfie mode. I can no longer use it in regular mode. It won't upload to my computer. It messes it up. I can't think of the word, but it creates an error. So a lot of the other things that I had filmed, I lost it all. That was great. So anyway, that's where we are. Best laid plans don't always work out. I know you had wanted to follow and see how this would have worked out. Well, it didn't. So we had earthquake. We had potential huge move across country. And then we had pneumonia. It's been an interesting year, folks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so all that, very basic, minimal homeschooling this year, and the main thing is to just pray every day that the kids are getting what they need. Pray that I can be there to help them what they need. I did get a tutor for the older two for math. One of the best things I did this homeschool year. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what I share with you next time, because since I rewrote everything, it's hard to explain. Yeah, so there you go. There's our update. It's fall, which here in Southern California means go outside and play, kids, because it is beautiful out there. And
Hopefully we're gonna be 30s lately.
I need to get outside more, but the cold, dry air just really causes coughing, and that's not fun. So there's your update. I hope this was worthwhile for any of you out there. I really do. Hopefully you got a couple loads of laundry folded, some dishes done, whatever else you would do while watching this. Some downtime. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.